Prime Minister Narendra Modi is headed to Paris to co-chair the Artificial Intelligence Action Summit along with French President Emmanuel Macron. India and France will likely make announcements on small modular reactors, boosting civil nuclear cooperation as well. On Wednesday, Macron and Modi will visit the city of Marseille and inaugurate an Indian consulate there. Prime Minister will then leave for United States of America on Wednesday, where he will meet President Donald Trump to discuss matters of immigration and tariffs, marking their first meeting post-Trump's re-election. Prime Minister, in his departure statement, said the upcoming visit to the United States will offer an opportunity to build upon the successes of his collaboration with Donald Trump during his first term of presidency. But the focus, ladies and gentlemen, of this entire Prime Minister's visit, especially in Paris, is going to be artificial intelligence. So what can India expect, and how will that have an impact as far as our country is concerned? That's the buzzword these days, isn't it? AI. Shashi Shekhar Vempati, co-founder, Deep Tech for Bharat, is joining us at this moment. We also have Kanishk Agarwal, Chief Technology Officer, Judge India Solutions. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for speaking to us. Let me start by asking you, Mr. Vempati, what are you expecting? Because, the buzzword, as I said, is the artificial intelligence. Where do you see India's role? A lot of people have been saying, China has been able to develop DeepSeek. Should India make better use of the technology available, or try and compete in making their own AI model?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think clearly, as you said, AI is the buzzword. There's a lot of focus on what's happening around the world on AI and what India needs to do on AI. There's this debate that's been going on for the past couple of weeks because of what DeepSeek has done, and the kind of buzz it has created across the tech sector. But I think India's path will have to be different because we are a developing country. We have huge diversity. We have different challenges of access, a lot of disparity in terms of access to technology. So our path to artificial intelligence will have to be much more nimble, much more sustainable, and much more targeted, keeping in mind where we are and where we need to go. If you look at other technologies, right? Look at for example, telecom. We didn't take the same path as the rest of the world. We leapfrogged from the good old telephone system to mobile and 4G, right? So this is something that we have to chart a course where we don't get bogged down by the scale of these large language model systems, the kind of huge investments they demand. I think we have to be far more nimble in that sense. And look for pathways that will enable us to leapfrog and deliver the kind of benefits that I think are most important from our socio-economic standpoint. So I would say that should be our focus going forward. And as far as this summit is concerned, I think the Prime Minister is going to be co-chairing it with President Macron. I understand that India may host the next such summit. So clearly, there's going to be a whole lot of focus around, the priorities of the global South, the priorities of developing nations.
Right. Important this development and a step as far as India is concerned. But Mr. Agarwal, what can we expect? India has taken in technology sector leaps and bound, movement forward with AI. You think that we are right there with the best of the best in the business, whether it's United States or China?
I think we are not there yet. I think we are trying to build our model as declared by Ashwini Vaishnavji, a few days back, that India is trying to build their own model. But when it comes to co-chairing the summit, I think when it comes to France, India is a strategic partner when it comes to defense and technology. And, India is a big training powerhouse, 1 million engineers every year. That's what we produce, right? So I believe from a partnership perspective, it can open doors for our universities, researchers, and it can open door for any corporates that are planning to execute a lot of the model development. And I think EU has been very, very strong when it comes to regulations and policies. And I think it's very important for India to partner. So I believe from the summit, the sidelines, there has been also a roundtable conversation that will happen around the policy on the AI. I think that's going to be beneficial, for both the countries, India and France.
Right. Let me also ask you a corresponding question, Mr. Agarwal, before I go back to Mr. Vimpathy. But like you said that recently, of course, the IT minister had announced that India would be making their own model. But there is also a debate whether India should be in this race of making the AI models, or we should use AI technology better, whatever models are available, to present solutions, as far as the world is concerned.
Yeah, I'm actually a little concerned. So US, then China, then India, and then we here, France, right? So I think the world is moving towards AI nationalism, and everybody wants to build their own model, right? So when it comes to the AI research and everything, I don't see that it is a global collaborative effort. And I think the effort has become more siloed at a country level. So I believe from a governance perspective, as key people are attending the summit, including US Vice President JD Vance, some other key players like OpenAI CEO as well. I think it's a good place to discuss from a governance perspective that how we can drive things. From an India perspective, I think we have the required compute that is required, because China was able to build the model on a less number of GPUs that were available. So we have the compute power available, but let's see, I think 10 months from now, we'll come to know, where we are headed.
Mr. Vimpathy, we've seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi, especially right from the time he took over in 2014, is an advocate, a very vocal advocate of using technology in governance, and trying to make the whole minimum government, maximum experience for the people. How can AI and what kind of leaps and bounds that you see that the country can take, which helps, in fact, as far as a country like India is concerned?
Yeah, clearly there are three, I think, low-hanging fruits from an India standpoint, which I think we should prioritize on. First would be education. The second would be, healthcare, the life sciences sector. Third, of course, would be government. The Prime Minister is someone who's not shy of experimenting with technology. We've seen it over the years. He was one of the first to embrace social media, first to embrace live streaming. And even with AI, I mean, during the last elections, he was the first to use AI to translate his speeches into multiple Indian languages. So when I look at use cases in governance, when I look at use cases in healthcare and education, I think one of the first barriers that we should be breaking with the use of AI is the language barrier. Being able to use AI to be able to reach students, reach citizens, in a language that they understand, and bring governance to them in an interface that they feel very natural and comfortable with. So that would be the priority. But to achieve that, one of the biggest challenges is that you need publicly available data sets with the Indian context, in Indian languages, which are available for AI model developers and researchers. So one of the initiatives that I would think that needs to happen in India is a movement to make these data sets publicly available, so that our startups, our researchers, be it in the IITs, be it in any other lab or any organization, are able to access these data sets and are able to build models. And they don't have to necessarily be a large language model. They can be vision models. They could be knowledge models, right? So we need to pick and choose what best suits our need. And I would think those would be in these three sectors: education, health, and governance.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time here on NDTV. This is going to be our focus. Prime Minister is going to be in Paris. We'll get you the latest developments that take place there from the AI summit as well.